Hello viewers, myself Shayan Majumdar on behalf of Science Academia. This is our first video on atomic structure. So we will learn about cell and subcell in this class. So I was giving some lesson on chemical bonding, but it is as important as atomic structure. So we will parallelly learn about atomic structure and chemical bonding also. So cell, subcell, which is our today's topic. So we have to learn first about cell. What is cell? Cell generally is orbit, means it is the clearer path which has a definite shape and a particular amount of energy. That means it is a well defined circular path. Cell is a well defined circular path. It has a particular amount of energy and particular amount of shape, and as it is a circular path, so it will have to be a radius we have to calculate to estimate the size or shape of the cell. So generally we have given a name, orbit. There are maximum 7 orbit we get. That's K, L, M, N and so on. For K, this is the first orbit. L, this is the second orbit. M, this is the third orbit, and so on. So these are the cells or orbit. Now we all know that how much electron can a cell carry. There I have a formula 2n square, and as we know, n is the number of the shell. That means for K, n equal to 1, for L, n equal to 2. That means the position or the serial. For M, n equals to 3. So by a chance, if we have to calculate the number of electron in M orbit, that means n equal to 3. So 2n square, the total number of electron in M orbit or M cell will be 2 into 3 square, that equal to 80. And specially this is quantized. For K there will be 2 electron, L there will be 8, M 18, N 32 and so on. So that is the process by which we calculate the maximum number electron in a cell. Now there is a very much well defined trick in behind that. Especially now we have to learn what is subcell. So from the name you can guess that what is subcell. Subcell is a sub part of a cell according to the name. So we can say that it is a wave-like function, or it is a mathematical function that help to estimate the wave-like properties of an electron. Now there are 4 types of cell, subcells. They are S, P, D, F. These are the 4 types of subcell. So that 4 types of subcells are basically the mathematical functions. We all know that electron behaves a dual-like nature. That is, one is particle-like, another is wave-like. So now we have to study about SPDF and how does they look like. So before to start that, we have to learn about quantum number. And if we can learn quantum number, then we easily learn the type of subcell or the define about subcell. So we will get 4 types of quantum number in atomic structure. What are they? N, small l, small m, and small s. These are all 4 types of quantum number we can read in atomic structure. So N is defined as the principal quantum number. L, this is angular momentum quantum number. M, this is the magnetic quantum number. And S, this is the spin quantum number. So these are all the 4 types of quantum number we can do. Now we have to study it individually. Firstly, N, principal quantum number. N defines the serial of a cell. That means if the value of n equal to 1, we can readily guess that it is K cell or the first orbit. If the value of n equal to 2, it is L cell. That means the second orbit. N equal to 3, this is M orbit or third orbit, and so on. So called, this is the principal quantum number. Now we have to divide these cells into subcell. The second was coming up is angular momentum quantum number, the small l. It is also called secondary quantum number or azimuthal quantum number. Now it is angular momentum quantum number. What is the angular momentum? We all know what is the momentum is. Especially if we have to calculate linear momentum, what will we do? We will just multiply mass with velocity. And what is angular momentum? If we multiply the mass and velocity with radius, this will become the angular momentum, which is defined by capital L. Now it has another one definition. The angular momentum is specially the momentum which is multiplied from a rotational axis to the distance of the rotational path. That means if we multiply the linear momentum with this distance of a rotational axis and the path of the rotation, it will become the angular momentum. Now we define small l as angular momentum quantum number. There are 4 values for L equal to 0, 1, 2 and 3. These are constant. For L equal to 0, it is S orbit or S subcell. 1, this is P, 2, this is D, and 3, this is F. So what does the L quantum number or L deals with? It deals with the size or shape of the subcell. That means for L equal to 0, it will be S orbital or S subcell. So we can guess if we have a specific value of L, we can guess what the subcell is. Now we have to estimate the magnetic quantum number. That is small m. This is magnetic quantum. For every value of L, the M has a span from negative value to its positive value. That means for L equal to 0, the M is also 0. For L equal to 1, this is -1, 0, +1. That means the value from minus to plus, it has a span. For L equal to 2, the span is -2, -1, 0, +1, +2. That means from -2 to +2 span. If for L equal to 3, that means F orbital or F subcell, -3, -2, -1, 0, +1, +2, +3. Now, what does the number significance with? There are specific number. You can understand for L equal to 0, it was S orbital, and for M this value is 0. So we can generate we can calculate that the number of values of M is proportional to the amount of orbitals in the subcell. That means if we say for S, it has a spherical shape. If we can draw the three axes X, Y and Z, it is spherical in shape, and there is no orbitals or more than one present in S. S has just only one value or one orbital. That's why the value of M was only 0. That means just one value. Now, if we see the next one, for L equal to 1, the value of M was -1, 0, +1, 3. And what was that? For L equal to 1, it was the p orbital, and the p orbital have three subcell, three orbitals, px, py, pz. That means the number of value of M is proportional to the number of orbitals present in a subcell. Now, if we can draw the structure of p orbitals, so if this is x orbital, x axis, px will be on the x axis, py will be on the y axis, and pz will be on the z axis. So these are the three types of p orbital. Now, for the value M, L equal to 2, M has 5 value, that is -2, -1, 0, +1, +2, and the number of value that proportional with the number of orbitals present in the subcell. For L equal to 2, it is D, and the D has 5 orbitals. What are these? dxy, dyz, dxz, dx square minus y square, and dz square. These are the 5 types of d orbital. So it is a very much harder to draw a 3 axis in a 2-dimensional board, but still if we try in 2D axis, we can draw. If we want to draw dxy, and this is x axis, this is y axis, this is z, dxy will be in between x and y axis. That means in between the plane of x and y axis. Similarly, if we have to draw dyz, just we can here change the axis. It will be z, it will be y, and this axis will be x. That means dyz will be in the plane of y and z. Now, if we want to draw dxz, what will be that? Dxz will be in between x and z axis. Just we have to change the view of axis. We can take this is x axis and this is z axis, this is y. That means in the plane of x and z axis. Now, there is a little difference in dx square minus y square. In dx square minus y square, the orbitals will overlap the axis. That means if it is y axis, if it is x axis. You can see here that orbitals are overlapping the axis for dx square minus y square. That is the difference. Now, the last one, dz square. This is a very different structure. If we can take this axis as z, it will be like this, and a circular ring will be at the middle. So this is the dz square orbital structure. Now, the final one, for L equal to 3, it was f orbital or f subshell, and the value of m was -3, -2, -1, 0, +1, +2, +3. That means there are 7 values. So there is 7 orbitals in a subshell. Now, the last one quantum number left, that was spin quantum number or S. Electron can have two types of spin, which is one is anti-clockwise, one is clockwise. Yet we can designate as plus half and minus half. You have noticed in your chapters that the electrons can be processed with this diagram. The lower side arrow anti-clockwise and the upside arrow clockwise, or these can designate the opposite type of rotation. Now, for each and every values of m, there will be two type of spin quantum number. That means if we can take L equal to 2, that is d orbital. For L equal to 2, the value of m was -2, -1, 0, +1, +2. And for each value, there will be two spin quantum number. So each and every spin quantum number can designate one electron. So we can count that a total number of 10 electron present in d orbital. That means one orbitals can carry 2 electron. There are 5 types of orbital in d subshell. 5 into 2, that will be 10. For f subshell, it will be 7 into 2, 14. Now, just for a general calculation, we can calculate the total number of electron present in second orbit from here. For second orbit, the value of n equals to 2. The value of L will be maximum 0 and 1, because for value of n, L have a value of from 0 to n minus 1. This is also a span. That means the value of L also depends on the value of n. The maximum value or the value of L will be from 0 to 1 for n equal to 2. For third orbit, n equal to 3, and as we say, L have value 0, 1, 2. That means from 0 to n minus 1. This is the span. So from this number we can guess that second orbit have two type of subcell only. For 0 this is S subcell, and for 1 this is P. For third orbit, three type of subcell, S, P, D. And for fourth orbit, we can generally guess that there will be four type of subcell, S, P, D and F. So what was my question? That total number of electron from 2n square we can calculate that total number of electrons is 8 for second orbit. Now we have to calculate from here. S have just only one value of m and total electron of 2, and P have three values, that means -1, 0, +1, the three values of m, and each value contains 2 spin quantum number, and total there will be 6 electron in p orbital, total 8 electron. That is in case of second orbit. That justify the formula 2n square. Now for third orbit, we can have S, P, D. S contains 2 electron, P contains 6, D contains 10. A total number of electron 18, that justify the 2n square formula, that is 2 into 3 square 18. So just this was about subcell. So it is a class that I think we have learned quite well for subcell, and further for my next video we will study or target about how to calculate the radius of an orbit, or how to calculate the quantum number, and so on. So thank you for supporting us. Keep watching our videos and subscribe our channel. Goodbye.